I ain't even gotta do too much talking, cause I know what's gonna happen come Saturday.
Yeah. Is you ready for me? 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 Spotless. Check it. Is you ready for me?
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, Cardinal, Bud Crawford, or E.S. Red, if that's what you won't call me. And we are back for another one. Alright, y'all, we got them new topics. Mike Coppinger and ESPN attack Errol Spence Jr. for Terence Bud Crawford. Alright, y'all, let's get into this. So, a lot of mudslinging going on right now between Team Crawford and Team Spence, and both sides blaming each other for why the fight's not happening. And I just want to try to decipher the news of what's going on right now for everybody and give my opinion. These are my personal opinions about what's going on with these two fighters. So, at the moment, you got Mike Coppinger and ESPN saying that Errol Spence Jr. and Al Heyman are purposely holding up the fight because they don't want to open their books to Terence Crawford and his lawyer. And I think that's a direct attack on PBC. They've been trying to, well, there's been shady business dealings, let's just put it that way, when it comes to PBC for a long time. And they've been trying to open up PBC's books and see how they work and how they pay their boxers for a long time. And it's crazy that it's Terence Crawford that's trying to push for this, because they're saying that Errol Spence Jr., what I'm hearing is from people commenting and other channels, that it's Errol Spence Jr. not signing off on the contract. But then you hear Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger and ESPN come out and say it's not that. What it really is that there's something in the contract involving like venues and side revenue with the fight. And Terence Crawford doesn't want to sign off on the contract unless they open the books and explain to him where this money's going. And it's funny that it's Terence Crawford, because I think this is something I believe I heard Bob Arum say in the past, that he would like to see the PBC books and see how they're run, because he thinks that there was some shadiness going on behind the scene with how they run their business. So, me personally, I think that there's still a direct connection between Terence Crawford, Top Rank, and ESPN. And they're obviously doing the bidding of Terence Crawford on behalf of Top Rank or him or whatever contract they still have involving Terence Crawford. And I still kind of feel like if he wins this fight, he's going to go back to Bob Arum, and he's going to be right back under that ESPN banner. And, you know, there was other things I want to say, but I want to play this video for y'all real fast, man. It's crazy, and y'all got to listen up real closely, because I got to play it from my phone, and it doesn't get really loud. But listen to everything that Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger had to say.
Cop, 2 weeks ago, you reported that Terence Crawford, Errol Spence was close to being made, but we still don't have a deal. What's the latest?
Max, we're getting further away than ever before. It was targeted for November 19th. I am told that if it does happen now, it's going to get pushed into either December or January. And the issue, Max, I am told, is that there are disagreement in the contract over event expenses and basically transparency related to those expenses. Terence Crawford agreed to take the short end of the split and work off of no guarantee. And he wants to be able to just, have some transparency there related to it, since he's going to be working off of the net revenue. And so far, they have been unable to clear this up. It feels like Al Heyman is holding up the deal right now. He advises Spence. Spence wants it. Crawford wants it. And for Crawford to agree to work off of just a purse split shows you how badly he wants this, in my opinion.
Hold on a second. You mean to tell me, because anyone who follows the way of Hollywood or anything, there's no such thing as the net. It's all the growth. I mean, certainly if you don't have oversight of the books, right, approving expenses, or certainly at least knowing where all the money's going, no one would ever agree to a net. The fact that Crawford's, you work off the gross. But if you're working off the net, then certainly if what you're reporting is accurate, then Crawford would be out of his mind not to insist on that. And you're telling me that that's what's holding it up, that Al Heyman, who's advising Errol Spence, is not giving Terence Crawford oversight over expenses or giving him transparency to the books, of the books. He's not letting him take a look at the books. And that's why Crawford won't sign.
Did you hear what he said? He said, since Spence and Al Heyman don't want to give Terence Bud Crawford oversight into the books and the contract and what's going on with the extended venues and every other dollar that's going to be made off the fight, then he doesn't want to sign. So for anybody saying it's Errol Spence Jr. not signing the contract, you are a liar. And I've been saying this from the beginning. And I'm going to play some more from this video here in a second. But to go back to Blue Blood and everything that's been going on for the past week. So Blue Blood sat there and told y'all that he ran into Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford told him, I've already signed the contract. We're waiting on Errol Spence. And everybody took that and ran with it like it was the truth. And it was 100% true. And it's actually a complete lie. There's no way he could have told Blue Blood that unless he's completely flat out lying. Because they just said he hasn't signed the contract yet. He won't sign the contract because he's not getting insight into their books. It's crazy, man, because they're working on his behalf, but they're outing him at the same time, man. It's crazy what's going on in the world of boxing. YouTube boxing talk is insanity, and most people just be lying just to be lying, man. Let's listen to some more of this.
It feels like Al Heyman is holding up the deal right now.
That sounds to me, Mike, like a duck. That sounds like Al Heyman doesn't think that his guy is going to win and is ducking Terence Crawford.
That's crazy because he tried to say that Al Heyman and Errol Spence are ducking by Terence Crawford not signing because they don't want to give him transparency into the contract. And I think that's completely backwards. I think they're using that to push a narrative about Terence Crawford not signing the contract. In the contrary, he's really the one who's ducking, and he's using not getting insight into their books as a reason why he's ducking. Let's keep going.
Yeah, this is a mess right now, Max. I mean, they're trying to work through it. They thought they had a deal, and they need transparency over the expenses because Crawford, that's how much Crawford's going to make, right? This is a massive fight, as you've said over and over. Crawford wants to make sure he's being taken care of course. And it's different, right? Errol Spence is on the Al Heyman side. He's with PBC. He's a big star in his own right. Crawford's looking for some transparency in good faith. And so far, they have not been able to come to terms on that.
So, for anybody making up all this news about Terence Crawford already signed the contract, you heard it there firsthand. Obviously, he has firsthand dealings and people on the inside informing him about what's going on with the contract. Most of the people in the public and the boxing commentary YouTube space don't. And for them to say that Terence Crawford signed something that was still in negotiation, it threw egg on the face of PBC and Errol Spence. And now I think they're really playing hardball with him. And it's forced him to get his goons, ESPN, Mike Coppinger, and Max Kellerman, to come out of the woodworks and try to attack Al Heyman, Errol Spence, and the PBC's business. It's completely ridiculous at this point. And it's simply Terence Crawford not wanting to sign the contract. He needs any excuse not to sign the contract. And who is he to think that they're going to allow him just to look at their books for all of their fights and everything and learn their game plan just to make a fight when they can go make 2-3 other fights just as big as this one? May not be mega events like this one, but they would make money off of those events. So hit that like button for me, share, subscribe. Tell a friend, holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, but you're more than likely to get a response on the tube. So holler at me over there if you want a response. It's your boy, and we are mighty.
Know what's up, can't hold me down. Niggas know what's up, my clique is down. Niggas know